Actually, I can just hold it. So we're Lorenzo. We are building Lorenzo Bitcoin liquidity and liquid staking protocol on top of Babylon. So yeah, just like a quick retrospect on what the Bitcoin share security is or Bitcoin staking is. Babylon is probably the best team to introduce it, but just a quick recap. So Babylon is a Bitcoin staking protocol, which is like a two-side marketplace where on one side, here's the Bitcoin stakers, and on the other side, there are all the POSs, which needed Bitcoin securities to protect those networks. So, there are a lot of good sides about it. The two biggest thing I think about it is first, to best utilizing the 21 million Bitcoins, about 2.33 trillions of US dollars of today, to enhance the overall security of the entire Web3 world. It's not just about one blockchain, it's about all of these L2, all of these decentralized ecosystem building on top of BTC share security primitives. But also, another thing is about turning POS into L2s that Bitcoin can trust. Because like we talked before, Bitcoin is basically just a very expensive and very slow DA for keeping all of these assets data on top of that. So we need a lot of systems, decentralized system, working around it to make it more efficient, to keeping data in a cheaper fashion and also doing smart contract executions and also settlement on both Bitcoins and all those storages on top of that. So why would Bitcoin even trust these decentralized systems is because everything is secured by BTC and adopting BTC share security. So by adopting Babylon staking, basically you turn any POS into the L2s that Bitcoin can trust, right? But is there any way to make Babylon BTC staking even better, right? So a lot of the questions we focusing here is first, so though Babylon does not have a hard restrictions on how long the minimum time you have to stake to these POS, but most of these POS actually do have some restrictions on you have to stake here for at least a few days or a few weeks to collect rewards for staking in here, validating the network. But also we know Bitcoin is a very volatile asset, especially recently, right? The price has pumped from 51,000 to 64,000 yesterday, so it's up by more than 20% in just 5 days. You do not want to lose liquidity for a few days or even a few weeks. This is one thing. And also, one thing we want to talk about is for retail stakers. So we want to talk about small amount Bitcoin stakers. If your BTC staking is not big enough to become a validator of any of these POS, which means you will not collecting rewards from providing BTC share security. What we want to do for these retail stakers is that we can aggregate these small amount of BTC stakings into a large enough amount so that everyone can collect rewards from staking. And also, the one more problem is the risk of slashing. Any BTC, any POS can be adopting BTC share securities, but there could be some problems with these POS. So they could have design flaws, and there could be the majority of the POS are actually malicious, or there could be just operator errors to cause device slash to these stakers. So we want to kind of mitigate a lot of the negative effects and also the potential risks for these situations as well. So one thing we want to talk about is unlocking the 21 million liquid BTC into DeFi, right? So the way we think about the value we can add to it is not just share security. So though Babylon, you can do share security, Babylon is doing a great job doing that. But at the same time, when you stake to these POS, we can at the same time we can create the liquid staking BTC, ST-BTC at the same time, so that you will not lose liquidity at the same time. And also for the Bitcoin community in general, once you stake your BTC to securities network, it doesn't mean you are removing liquidity out of the total circulation of the Bitcoin finance. So you can securing them and having ST-BTC, which is the Bitcoin packed assets, and they're still in circulation and the liquidity is still there. So one more thing I want to one take from that is the more BTC we put into those POS, which accepts BTC share security, at the same time, more ST-BTC, more liquid BTC will be put into these DeFi ecosystem as well. For example, if there is $1 billion worth of US dollars of Bitcoin staked through us to Babylon, at the same time, $1 billion worth of Bitcoin, liquid staking Bitcoin, smart contract Bitcoin will be created and into this POS system, and those DeFi ecosystem at the same time. So that's one add we would like to provide for the overall ecosystem. And also we would provide this easy staking portal, which having two main features. One is that the retail stakers could stake any small amount of BTC to Babylon and still get rewards. and a number of mechanisms to guarantee safe staking as well. So we'll do a lot of work around like mitigating the chance of being slashed, and also even there is a slashable condition occurs, we can still mitigate the negative effects on the overall staking pool. So one thing we want to talk about is the Delegate Vault. So the Delegate Vault is pretty much an SPC, MPC custodial account on top of Bitcoin, which keeps the stakers' Bitcoins in custody. So it's managed by a few different counterparties. One is the stakers, one is the majority of the validators staked by BTC, and also the custodian providers, and also Lorenzo management like the Lorenzo DAO. The reason we need to have that is that the two reasons. One is that we need to keep the pegging between STBTC, the liquid staking token, and also BTC. So once we receive one BTC, we should be minting one STBTC, and once we withdraw one BTC, we should burn an STBTC at the same time. So we can only do that when we are like managing the custodial. And also two, we need to do small amounts of Bitcoin staking, right? The retail stakers. So if your amount of BTC is not big enough to become a validators, we will aggregate like small amounts of BTCs into the same Delegate Vault. So it comes to be a big enough value so we can stake on behalf of you to Babylon to become a validators on the network. So one more thing we want to talk about is this liquid staking plan. So one problem we want to solve is that, so if here comes a lot of like retail stakers staking small amount of BTCs, and each of them just want to stake to a very kind of rare combination of portfolio of POS, like chances they will never like aggregate into large enough amounts to become validators of these POS. So what we can do with that is we create this liquid staking plan, which is basically with three main components. One is the portfolio of the POS systems to be staked or to restaked. And also it has the length of staking cycles. It's like if you stake to it, what's the earliest time you can unstake from it? And also we will create a unique Delegate Vault, which is the MPC Bitcoin wallet on top of Bitcoin network associated with the liquid staking plan, where you can deposit to that Delegate Vault and stake through that Delegate Vault to become stakers of Babylon and these POS chains. So our liquid staking asset, STBTC, is basically just a liquid staking token. So the value of it actually comes up with these a few like components. One is the BTC's intrinsic value, and also the staking reward from Babylon staking. And also we have a lot of operations for staking, like restaking this STBTC into the DeFi ecosystem, adopting it. That will accrue some more extra rewards on top of that. And also one downside is, if we got the underlying Bitcoins got slashed, so that could undermine the values of STBTC as well, because like the number of STBTC and BTC went out of peg. So, and also that's the problems we want to avoid. So in order to achieve that, we actually have a few mechanisms to protect the staking. One thing is called staking insurance. So by the time when you stake through us, you can also, the stakers can purchase a small amount of insurance, so that if there is a staking slashable conditions happens, like these insurance pool will get slashed first. So like all the staking pool will be fine. And also we will have this liquid staking plan management. So not any POS can become being staked through us, because like if we don't know you, if like this POS system is designed to be flawed or to be controlled by malicious entities, we do not want to put a lot of staking into our system. This is just a trap for us. So we need to review a lot of things before we can add you to the liquid staking plan. So including like check your code implementation, like the audit report, TMKYC, and tokenomics, etc. So basically like also our Lorenzo DAO management organization will vote on it, and only everything lines up, we're going to add you to the liquid staking plan. And also one more thing is this node operator credit score. So if there is a slashable condition occurs, it's always because some misoperations with node operators. So the longer time the node operators has been running validators, and the last chance it has been slashed, so it will have a much higher credit scores. And also comes with this validator permit is that node operators can actually purchase a validator permit from stakers to become like securing the network. So two main reasons. So one is to separate responsibilities. So the node operators needs to kind of purchase validated permit and also put in collaterals to become the validators. So like the lower the credit score it has, the more collaterals it will have to put into it. And also two is the maximum staking rewards. So a lot of problem with stakers choosing the node operators to delegate is that, so it's very hard to pick the best node. So if we just change the game so that the different node operators can bid for the validator permit, so only the one with the higher fee was gonna win the chance to validate the network. So it's more easy for stakers to pick the best node operators to delegate to. So one more thing to carry out our STBTC and running these like liquid staking and also the distribution of STBTC to different ecosystem is our Lorenzo Appchain. So this Lorenzo Appchain is basically just an EVM compatible chain in the Cosmos ecosystem. So it's like providing a few features, including the staking to Babylon, and also like managing your staking like cycles, and also distributing the rewards from staking to each like retail stakers as well. So the main security mechanisms of Lorenzo Appchain is like two things. One is Bitcoin share security. So our network is staked by BTC and also protected by DTC as well. The other thing is called block anchoring. So for every like 3 seconds, so we can just create some normal blocks, but for every Bitcoin block time, which is every 10 minutes, we're gonna create this anchor block. Is that we're gonna write our like node like block headers into the Bitcoin block and write the Bitcoin header with our like hash into it back onto our block as well. So that's like a two-way anchoring. Once it's written on the Bitcoin, there's no way to like rewrite the history. So also we have this Lorenzo DAO. So Lorenzo DAO is a committee of Lorenzo native token LRZ holders. They're in charge of like proposing and voting for these following items. So they can decide on the staking plans, liquid staking plans, and also the approval or rejection of the POS joining these liquidity staking plans. And also they can vote on the commission fee rate. So our like revenue model is basically based on the commission fees received from the staking rewards. And also we can vote on important governance proposals and executing on the secure liquid staking functions. So the whole user journey of Bitcoin liquid staking will be like this. So when the staker comes to our system, so they first query for all of the liquid staking plans, and they can like choose one to stake to. And once they have picked it, we'll like assign this delegate vaults to them, and they can like send their Bitcoins to this delegate vault and register it on the Appchain. So once it has been confirmed, registered on our Appchain, and also Babylon has confirmed the staking is in place, so we're gonna mint this STBTC to these users. So, and once they want to like unstake, they can send back and burn the STBTC and just do like using the smart contracts on the Appchain to unstake it. So like, and also we will like do the delegate unstake through Babylon and return all of the BTCs and also distribute the rewards to our like retail stakers as well. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So, and also our booth is over there. So if you have any questions or want to chat about like partnership, feel free to drop by and have a conversation there. Yep, thanks everyone.